Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Rasmus Hojlund's back injury more serious than Man United disclosed. Striker said to have limited minutes for next few months. Manchester United striker Rasmus Hojlund is nursing a back injury, which could drastically limit his playing time at the start of the season, according to the Daily Mail. The issue is more serious than the Red Devils disclosed, with an MRI scan revealing he sustained a stress response hotspot in his back. It can be responsible for the start of stress fractures in young players, and it may take a while before Højlund returns to full fitness. The £72 million signing sustained the injury during a pre-season training at Atalanta, and while Man United revealed that, they did not go into any detail about its nature. According to the Daily Mail, the Old Trafford club discovered the back problem during the medical, which led to Højlund being sent for an MRI. However, they insist there are no fundamental issues with Højlund's back after intensive investigations, claiming a period of rest will get him back on his feet. Man United want to give the Denmark international more time to improve his fitness and are not planning to rush him back into action anytime soon. External medical sources told the Daily Mail Sport that the injury requires careful management, suggesting it's unlikely that the Dane will be able to play 2 games a week for a while, as that could develop into a stress fracture. A stress fracture would lead to a lengthy layoff, and Man United are trying to avoid that. Players who have had a high workload at a young age often suffer stress response hotspots, and the Red Devils will hope Højlund can totally overcome the problem and prevent a recurrence going forward. Man United kick off their Premier League campaign against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Monday, and they may have to wait until September before seeing their new signing in action. Manchester United planning to reward Aaron Wan-Bissaka with a new contract. Manchester United are set to open talks with Aaron Wan-Bissaka over a new contract, according to the Daily Mail. The 25-year-old is in the final year of his current deal with United, although the club have the option to extend his stay by 12 months. United plan to begin talks with the right-back when the summer transfer window closes. Wan-Bissaka arrived at Old Trafford from Crystal Palace in 2019 in a deal worth £50 million. The Red Devils also recently handed a new contract to Diogo Dalot, extending his stay at Old Trafford until June 2028. Wan-Bissaka was completely out of favour last December, but has enjoyed a miraculous turnaround since then. He played just 4 minutes before the winter break and looked set to leave the club in January. However, an injury to Dalot before the World Cup allowed Wan-Bissaka to showcase what he brings to the team. He grabbed his chance with both hands and transformed his fortunes. The right-back displayed exemplary performances against Mitoma, Alansa Maxima, and other tricky players. Erik ten Hag wants an attacking right-back who can patrol the flank. He also asks them to play the role of an inverted fullback depending on the system of the opposition. Wan-Bissaka is one of the best 1-versus-1 defenders in the world. However, he has shown a gradual improvement in the attacking side of the game over the last 6 months. The former Palace defender developed a great partnership with Antony on the right flank. His presence at the back allowed the Brazilian to maintain a higher position to leverage opportunities to counter-attack. Offering him a new and improved deal is the correct call from the Red Devils. Manchester United not approving Dean Henderson transfer due to rigorous medical at Nottingham Forest. The outgoings at Manchester United are picking up pace with Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay at the center of discussions. However, one player has fallen in the background amid all the noise, and the potential reason for the same has now been reported. The Sun reports that United are unwilling to move ahead with Dean Henderson's transfer to Nottingham Forest due to the serious injury he sustained there on loan last season. United are afraid that the rigorous medical at Forest will aggravate the thigh injury he has just recovered from, thereby putting his long-term health at risk. Therefore, both clubs are waiting for him to recover completely before pressing ahead with the matter. Henderson played just 20 games last season for Forest before being out for the season due to a thigh injury. Forest signed Keylor Navas to replace him, and he played a big part as they ensured survival in the Premier League. However, Steve Cooper's side went back in for Henderson this summer, and initially, a fee could not be agreed. Combined with Henderson's injury issues, they turned their attention elsewhere. Arsenal's Matt Turner has almost been secured, putting Henderson's move in further jeopardy. The injury has come at the worst possible time for Henderson. He hasn't played a single minute of the preseason, and in Andre Onana, United have their undisputed first choice in goal anyways. Forest looked like the logical destination for the United Academy graduate, but that door is quickly closing due to developments around him. Cooper's side are well aware of potential risk in pursuing this deal, so they offered to loan him with an option to purchase, turning into an obligation only if he played 30 games. United understandably rejected the offer, but with the clock ticking on the transfer window and the goalkeeper's injury apparently being worse than feared, the club might have to take a loss on what they expected they could get from him. Ben Foster almost certain Manchester United will sign free agent Ice this summer. Former Manchester United goalkeeper Ben Foster is confident the club will sign ex-teammate Johnny Evans on a permanent basis this summer. Johnny Evans has been at Manchester United for the past month on a trial basis. He began training with the first team, and then after an injury to youngster Bennett, he was brought in to play a role in friendly matches. Evans played in 4 friendly matches in total, starting 2. One of these was against Ben Foster's Wrexham, who played alongside him at United and also at West Brom. Foster was complimentary about Evans after the game, lauding him as a Rolls Royce, and has now doubled down on this praise. Speaking on his podcast, Foster says he is convinced Manchester United will sign Johnny Evans on a 1-year deal. He explained that the free agent's ability to pass out from the back makes him a great fit for the style Erik ten Hag is trying to introduce with the new goalkeeper Andre Onana. Foster said, "Absolute player. I'm almost certain Man United will sign him for a season, I'm sure of it. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. He is what Johnny Evans is. The goalie gives him the ball, he walks out with it, Paradis out with it, passes it into midfield. He's got that ability to find those passes, give the ball to the good ones. Johnny Evans is very good at giving the ball to the good ones so they can turn and get up the pitch, and that's what it's about." West Ham edged closer to agreeing fee with Manchester United for Harry Maguire transfer. Harry Maguire's time at Manchester United is nearing an end with West Ham United's concrete interest in signing the defender. They tabled a £30 million bid and are close to reaching a compromise with Man United for the sale of Maguire, according to Darmstadt. The Hammers offered another £30 million to sign Scott McTominay, but the Red Devils rejected their proposal. They could come back for the Scotland international. Maguire has indicated he is keen to join the Hammers. He wants to play regularly to seal his spot in the England team for the 2024 European Championships. The 30-year-old lost his starting place in the first team last season after United's terrible start to the Premier League campaign. Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez subsequently formed a robust partnership at the back. When Varane and Martinez got injured at the tail end of the previous campaign, Erik ten Hag deployed Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw in the heart of the defense. Regular injuries and poor form never allowed Maguire to return to the team as the first choice. Ten Hag took another massive decision last month, stripping Maguire of the club captaincy. The England international was at fault in the preseason game against Athletic Bilbao. He gave away the ball cheaply, which allowed the Spanish side to score. The incident drew frustration, and he was booed by a portion of United fans. It's time for him to leave Old Trafford for the sake of his own career. He is not as bad as he has looked over the last 2 seasons, and a move to West Ham may revive his fortunes. Erik ten Hag is a fan of Man United midfielder Hannibal Mejbri, permanent exit ruled out. Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag is a fan of Hannibal Mejbri and is not ready to sanction his permanent exit, according to the Manchester Evening News. Mejbri attracted interest from Bundesliga giants Borussia Dortmund earlier in the summer. They were plotting a €15 million move for the Tunisia international. However, United have no plans to let Mejbri leave the club permanently. In the final weeks of the transfer window, the 20-year-old has impressed the club during pre-season. Even though a permanent exit is ruled out now, the Red Devils could sanction a loan deal if a suitable offer comes in. The United graduate brings energy and dynamism to the pitch. He is an intense pressing machine and could be one of the future stars for United. He enjoyed a fine loan stint with Birmingham City last year, featuring 41 times for the Championship club. His next step could be a season-long loan in the Premier League. However, United must get assurance from that club about Mejberi's game time. Man United most interested in signing Nice centre-back Jean-Clair Todibo. Manchester United are most interested in signing Nice centre-back Jean-Clair Todibo this summer, according to Spanish publication Mundo Deportivo. The Red Devils are currently exploring the sale of Harry Maguire amid interest from West Ham United. The club recently received an improved £30 million offer from the East London outfit, and it has been reported that they could consider his exit for around £35 million. Todibo is one of the top names on United's radar to replace the England international, and Mundo Deportivo claim that the club are most interested in securing his services. The defender's move to Old Trafford would also benefit Barcelona, who included a 20% sell-on clause when they sold the Frenchman to Nice in the summer of 2021. West Ham are not far from meeting the asking price for Maguire, but United face another stumbling block as they would need to compensate their former captain. The 30-year-old is currently on £190,000 a week, but the Hammers are only willing to offer him £100,000 weekly. The Red Devils may need to hand him a huge payoff. If United succeed in sanctioning his transfer, they could immediately turn their attention to purchasing Todibo, who was first linked with a move to Old Trafford in 2019. The 23-year-old has been one of the best centre-backs in the French top flight over the past year. He completed an impressive 57 passes per game last term with an accuracy of 89%. The ex-Barcelona man also won 2.2 tackles, 4.4 duels, and made 3.1 clearances on average. Todibo is well suited for the high intensity of the Premier League. He has the ability to recover in counter-attacking situations. He made 7.67 ball recoveries per outing in the recent campaign. Nice currently value him at around £39 million. For that price, he is a no-brainer signing for United. Todibo is only 23 and could become a regular starter for the Red Devils in the long run. Sofyan Amrabat, waiting for Man United move, already has agreement on wages. Fiorentina midfielder Sofyan Amrabat is waiting for a move to Manchester United after agreeing personal terms, according to Italian journalist Alfredo Pedula. The Red Devils recently completed their third signing of the summer transfer window. Rasmus Hojlund joined the club from Atalanta for an initial fee of €75 million. The club are likely to make more signings before the transfer deadline, but it could be dependent on how much they can recoup from player sales in the coming weeks. Speaking to Passion Fiorentina on Twitch, Padula has now said that United are currently finalizing a couple of sales before they can advance with a bid for Amrabat. The journalist added that Amrabat is a priority for manager Erik ten Hag. The midfielder is currently waiting for the Red Devils and has an agreement on the wages. The Morocco international could be priced away from Fiorentina for 30 to 35 million euros. United are expected to part ways with Fred before the end of the week, while talks are also ongoing over the potential sales of Donny van de Beek and Scott McTominay. Hence, the club should be optimistic of securing transfer funds in the near future such that they can invest on Amrabat. The Moroccan would be a terrific signing. He is currently in the prime of his career. Last season, he completed 90% of his passes in the Italian top flight. He lost possession on just 7.2 occasions per game. His statistics are vastly superior to Casemiro, who had a passing accuracy of only 79% in the Premier League last term. He was dispossessed 13 times per outing. Should Casemiro go through a tough spell, there is a good chance that Amrabat could start over him. The duo could also play together if Ten Hag wants more defensive assurance. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.